Tank Cartomizer user? 50/50 user? Yep. Hey guys, ANTOSS back again with another review, and today I'm showing you the Boge pre-slotted tank cartomizer. There she is. Look at the size of that slot. It is about 1.5 centimeters long. It is an absolute monster. Now these cartomizers are running at 2.2 ohms, and I currently have it inside a Boge F16 tank on a Pro Vari running at 3.7 volts. So if you haven't got a VV mod device or you're on an Ego, you know this is how it's going to be. Look guys, I gotta tell you, if you're a tank cartomizer user, rejoice. This is absolutely the best tank cartomizer on the market today. Okay, now let me just take it off there real quick. Now this is, once again, the Boge pre-slotted tank cartomizers. Now this, I will tell you straight off the bat, is an upgrade from the Boge F16. Now if you've been watching my videos, you would know I'm quite happy with the Boge F16, but this, I gotta admit, is just, it is the next gen, and it is now the tank cartomizer flagship. I've gone through many brands of tank cartomizers, and I stayed with tank cartomizers, but none have matched the throat hit, the vapor production, which is odd for a tank cartomizer, and just the heat is just absolutely massive. Now that large slot there, now if you're a 50/50 user like myself, you would probably run into the odd problem with the Boge F16 carts or the Smoke Tech carts. Especially on cold days, your thick juice becomes even thicker on cold days. So, and you may get some dry burns here and there. This is not the case with this Boge pre-slotted cartomizer. It is, you know, the juice has no choice but to go into that slot. And I haven't, this is the third one that I'm on at the moment, and I haven't come across any dry hits whatsoever. It is just absolutely fantastic. Okay, now there's a couple of differences that Boge have sort of upgraded since the Boge F16. Okay, so when you get your new cartomizer, okay, it looks like that. It's got a couple of caps on it. Just take the caps off, and then you will see a cap there again. So you just get something thin and pull that out. Now the differences that they've done with these new cartomizers is the polyfiller inside is a bit looser. Okay, so it doesn't take so much juice to actually fill these up. Even though they're extra large, it only takes about 0.7 to 0.9 to actually fill these up. So you're not sitting there for a very long time. And you'll know you're done when that slot becomes sort of a dark color. Okay, that's when you know, okay, it's time to stop, and you can put it straight into your tank. Okay, another thing I want to mention is, if you have watched my Boge F16 follow-up video, you would have realized that I mentioned that these cartomizers had problems with some drip tips. They had a sort of 50/50 ratio, whether your drip tip will actually fit in or not. It's not the case. They've made them slightly wider now. So now, for example, you can fit any drip tip you want in here. Okay, not a problem at all. So that's great. You know, that was sort of a complaint that some people had. Well, they fix that now, and it's a sort of a looser polyfiller, so you're not sitting there for a long time filling these up. Okay, now look, I'm just going to turn this up to 4.2, and these are absolutely rad at 4.2. Okay. Okay, once again, this is running at 2.2 ohms. My God, the throat hit and the heat is just so intense. Once again, I feel that I have to give you a warning. If you're not into intense throat hits with lots of heat, you will not be into this. If you prefer a cool, smooth vape, this is not for you. This is for people who want intense throat hits. It is absolutely one hell of a monster. Okay, now it is better than, in my opinion, it actually is better than Boge F16. If you've been following me, you know that I have been using the Boge F16 Cartomizer for quite some time now. This, if you're like me, or if you want to experience tank Cartomizers, this is where to go. It gives off bigger throat hits with more vapor, and the reason why I believe it does that is because, because the slot is so large. Now, me being a 50/50 user, now I'm getting the right amount of juice that's needed to get these massive clouds. And at 4.2, it is thick clouds of vapor, which I wasn't really getting with the Boge F16. I was quite happy with the Boge F16 until you try this. That's how good it is. It is just crazy. Okay. Just thick vapor. Now, another thing I would like to mention is another sort of problem the Boge F16 had was it was a bit inconsistent in the ohm ratings. This is also not the case. They have fixed the ohm ratings, the consistency of them. They are advertised at 2.2, and this is the third one that I'm on now, and two of them ran at 2.2 and the other at 2.1. So very, very consistent across the board. Very, very good. Now, these will set you back $1.50. Okay, they're brand new. They're $1.50. Maybe sometime in the future they might come down in price, but at the moment they're brand new and they are $1.50 to buy. I have bought a handful of them. I bought about 20 of them. Okay, and they are just a great upgrade. This is now, in my opinion, the flagship tank Cartomizer to buy. This is now the king of tank Cartomizers, in my opinion. I've always been biased towards tank Cartomizers. This is where my general vape has always been at, and I will be vaping on these Boge pre-slotted tank Cartomizers from now on. Before, even with the Boge F16, it didn't give, it gave off large amounts of vapor production, but with this, it just gives off crazy thick clouds, and now sort of it's on par with the best clearomizers out there. This gives off, in my opinion, better throat hits than any clearomizer and heat. But now this is kind of caught up to the clearomizers in vapor production. A very exciting product, very, very exciting. I definitely recommend you check it out. Now, one thing I should mention is they are not flanged. Okay, they are not flanged at the bottom. They are a straight edge. Okay, now that's not really an issue at all. You can actually buy these in the smaller version. I recently did a video on the X8. Okay, so you can see the X8 uses a smaller Cartomizer. You can actually buy the Boge pre-slotted tank Cartomizer in this size also. So if you're a bit worried about it not being flanged, you can just buy an X8 tank and then the Boge smaller Cartomizers and put them in there, because the X8 does have that locking mechanism. Okay. For myself, it's not really an issue. I've got a fair amount of experience with these sort of Cartomizers now, and there's no real issue that you'll sort of come into that you wouldn't already with a flanged one anyway. Okay, so yeah, really happy, guys. This will now be my general vape. Very, very happy. Okay, all right, guys, give it one more vape, and I'll get out of here. Absolutely fantastic, guys. Really happy. All right, see you.